what increased this year compared to this year being now July 1st, 2016, compared to last year, which is actually the year we're still in, through the end of June 2016. You got a total of $6.42 million new dollars, round numbers, the exact numbers there in parentheses, more than you had last year. That's about 2.52% increase, which seems, if you haven't had a raise in a while, 2.52% seems pretty good. But most of that money was tied up to pay for an increase in students. Every student brings in $1 or takes out $1 as they come and go from the district. So that is not money that's available for the superintendent and board to make spending decisions about. You had a baby at your house. You got a raise. The raise is spent. Isn't that how that works with babies? Right? I remember. I'm old, but I remember. This is the same, except in this case, the district got 716 babies. Actually, 715.90 babies. I don't know about the .90 baby, but there is one out there. It's got to do with the mathematics that go into counting heads. So most of the money is going to be spent on that. We're going to talk about that in terms of what that turned out to look like. First of all, of that new growth of students, either among those students or students already in your district, about 250 students are expected to exit to go attend a charter school. With them goes their money. That's how that works. Okay, so that will spend about $1.75 million. That will exit. That leaves the district about $4.67 million more dollars to spend on 466 new students. Will cost, according to your district's calculations, about $2.6 million to support. So now you're down to $2.07 million of new money. The Florida retirement system rates are going up again. This is since 2013, 14, 15, 16. That's 4 years in a row the rates have gone up. During the recession, we'll talk about this later, the rates were cut to pretend like you had more money. And then after a year or two, the rates went back up to take all that money back. So if the district unwisely at that time used that extra money that was freed up from that cut in rates for an ongoing expense, they either have to make other cuts to compensate for it, or they are going to wind up in a deficit position. I don't know whether you all did that or not. That's to be determined. Then there's a $250,000 of this money that has to be spent as prescribed by the law that was passed, budget, on digital classrooms to buy devices to make sure that every school is able to provide a device to administer the almighty Florida Standards Assessment to at least one grade level at the same time. So that money's already spent too. So now we're down to, in terms of new money, about $1.37 million. Since I was here last, and immediately contiguous to my meeting with your staff and board, they made cuts in their spending. They started the process you're here today to work on. And they reduced the impact of growth in particular, so that about $2.2 million less will be spent than was predicted. So what is available now is about $3.6 million in freed up revenue that looks to be, at least now, available and recurring. So you could potentially do some things with that. That would sustain better programs for your students, better salary for your teachers, or whatever.